gobble, motherfucker.
They're eating her. And then they're going to eat me. Oh my God!
Estrogen levels peaking. It's like she's in heat.
When are you gonna grow up, man? Chicks love cars. If you want to get into their pants, you better have a nice, hot Ferrari.
She's my hot Ferrari. Besides, I love my Mustang, which is a plug-in hybrid. It gets 100 mpg.
Oh, no, not the beast! Not the beast! Ah! I love my eyes!
Hello, and welcome to Schlock Talk, episode 36. Schlock Talk, where we've been touching the brown ring in the gas station toilet of cinema and licking our fingers since 2013. Hey, before we can get started discussing this week's film, I need to drink these special shots I prepared to begin.
What's in those, Paul?
Well, this one's estrogen. and this one? This is full of the tears of a single mother.
Why is she crying?
Now that I'm in touch with my feminine side, I'm ready to begin. Let me introduce myself. I'm Paula, Matt's daughter. Gentlemen, before we can continue with this recording, allow me to lay down a few ground rules. Number one, no rape jokes. Gabriel.
Oh my God. Okay.
Gabriel,
all right.
I'm looking at you.
Gabriel.
Pants must be worn at all times.
Wait.
Craig, I'm looking at you now.
I mentioned earlier that was
Question. I got shorts on. Do I need to change?
You're fine, Joel.
Okay.
Do
But-
boxers count as pants?
3, don't stare at my cleavage. My eyes are up here, Joel. And speaking of cleavage, I'm not wearing a bra today because I recently burned mine in protest against the patriarchal society that we live in. And I can see that neither Gabe or Craig are wearing their bras either. And I just wanted to let you know how much I appreciate your gesture of support, sisters.
Solidarity, sister.
You know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for getting so emotional. I'm suffering from PMS. Paul Matson syndrome. I'm just teasing. We all know what PMS actually stands for. Prepare to meet Satan. Well, really, we tried to get Gloria Steinman to host, but apparently she's filed a restraining order against all men. However, she was excited when I told her about this episode's movie, 2010's Woman Studies.
This was a 2010 movie?
Yes.
Wow.
Jesus.
But like a Canadian production, so
Yeah.
like 1996.
Dirty Canadian.
Quality-wise.
Explains a lot. Written and directed by Lonnie Martin and starring his lovely wife, Cindy Marie Martin. The film's synopsis is as follows. A grad student and her friends become trapped at a women's academy run by a cult of homicidal feminists. What is feminist? What is feminism? Is it merely sexism for women?
Yes.
Hardly.
Oh!
It's so much more. It's an enlightened way of looking at things. For instance, the optimist sees the glass half full. The pessimist sees the glass half empty. While the feminist sees the glass being victimized and probably raped. You know, fellas, I brought some snacks. Feel free to dig in. It's placenta puffs and mother's milk. Oh no, I think the estrogen's wearing off. Either that or my balls just dropped. Okay, the film begins with our heroine, Mary, looking lightly battered, much like tempura, as she walks alone in the dark. It appears that the poor dear forgot to put in a tampon. Either that or it's Shark Week on the Discovery Channel.
Lifetime Network.
Yeah. She's bleeding like a stuck pig with an aspirin addiction. Okay, her voiceover monologue informs us that she's been studying feminism for over 8 years as she stumbles into an empty church.
Whoa, she's out.
Probably to ask
for a black
forgiveness
belt
for
after
wasting
8
the
years.
last 8 years of her life. So, we flash back to some time before her period started. She's doing some grassroots campaigning for Senator Gail Hamlin. She's handing out feminist flyers for her speech on equality in the workplace.
Yeah, she's really selling it too. It's like, oh yeah, let me just walk by while this wispy little woman is like, please come to our meeting. Please come listen to Senator so-and-so talk about this.
And so these two girls walk by that are just starting college or something, they say.
Yeah.
And the one girl is like 6.5 feet tall. Sasquatch woman walks by and is like, no thank you.
I think that's a theme in this film.
Also, I don't know if you talk about this later, and I apologize if I step on any jokes, but the voiceovers, like every 5 minutes or so, she always like ends it with like this clipped kind of like, and that's when I made the biggest decision in my life.
Or did I?
The kind of decision we all make.
It's so
I
fucking
don't recall
weird.
making that.
And she's always doing that. There's always some cliche quote.
Yes.
She's fucking like ripping out like, a bird in the hand is worth two in my bush, you know? Some shit like that.
But it always ends with her sounding like she's going to start crying. She always ends it. It's like extra.
Her
like,
monologues always end with me crying.
Yes.
Hey guys, how many feminists does it take to change a light bulb?
That's not funny!
Oh, did I trigger something? No, seriously.
No,
How many?
Oh, come on, it's a trick question. Feminists can't change anything. All right. We learned that Senator Gail Hamlin has breast cancer.
Oh,
Thank God.
In this next scene, we get to see the amazing acting chops of the director's wife. Her pregnancy test is positive, and her reaction is to twitch and roll her eyes.
So I got a question. Does it not require breasts to have breast cancer?
Maybe they'd already been removed, and the scars had cancer. I'm not sure.
breast scar cancer.
Vasectomy scar cancer.
Okay.
What is the main character's name? I forget.
Mary.
Mary.
Okay.
Like the Virgin Mary.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, see? There
I
we
really
go.
thought it was more like the retard Mary.
I knew there was an underlying Christian theme in all of this.
Well, there is the church.
So her reaction to finding out that she was pregnant, I mean, if I hadn't seen her throw the pregnancy test in the sink, I would think that she just sniffed a turd. I wasn't sure if she was upset or what was going on. If
At
she
this point in the movie,
had an aneurysm.
I had misdrawn a conclusion at the beginning when she was stumbling in the church. It was after she was raped, and now she was having a baby, but apparently no. So, that was my conclusion at that point.
Yeah.
It was
Next, we're introduced to her best friend Beth, who used to date her fiance, because that's a common occurrence. In
Yes.
Yeah, because that's always cool. Hey, can I date this person you dated 30 years ago? No! That's not the way it works.
Next, we meet Zach, her fiance.
Oh, Zach.
And could they not find a frumpier guy to play this part? Craig, did you miss your agent's call?
That's not nice.
Seriously, this guy makes me look attractive and in shape. But later we learn that he's actually considered a perfect male specimen.
Yes.
He looks a lot to me like the cop guy from Heroes.
Yeah, he has that
He looks
vibe.
Oh,
like him.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like short, fat, hairy.
He's not
and
really short, but he's
He's a schlub.
He's there we go. A
He's
schlub,
definitely got
yeah.
a gut on him. No real muscle definition whatsoever.
Really, really
He's
pink
got man
nipples.
tits.
Really pink
Yes.
nipples. Yeah, but
Really pink nipples. That's true. He has like that really dense, like almost like fur-like chest hair.
Well, it curls, so it creates a protective barrier. In
Wait,
case
are we
predators try to bite
describing
his
one of the
heart
women,
out.
or are we describing Zach?
Oh, we're still on Zach.
We are still on
But
Zach.
Zach is a pre-med student, or he's doing an internship. Or
Yeah,
something
he's
like
doing
that?
his internship, so he's
But
a doctor. He's a urologist.
He's a urologist, and Beth is like, "Oh, what? It's a fucking vagina, but a penis turned inside out."
That is said like 3 or 4
Penis,
times.
yeah.
Yeah. It's like
That joke is.
they return to that way too often.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next character we meet is Iris, and she sits with her parents at the dining room table.
Oh my
while-
God! Okay. No, sorry. Both movies we're recording today
Have an iris.
have an iris. Sorry. Go ahead.
Epiphany.
Yes.
So, anyways, Iris
No,
sits.
there's nobody named
Sequel?
Epiphany in
No,
it.
you're right. There's
Okay.
not. Iris sits. Are you gonna interrupt me, Ken? Iris. Sits,
No, I won't.
Iris sits at her parents' dining room table while her dad writes her a $1,000 check and instructs her to bring it to the school's chaplain to donate it. Then he expresses his worry about her traveling to college with people he hasn't met yet. What a fucking creep.
Yeah.
You see his wife like staring off doe-eyed in the background, just nothing to say.
This is very weird.
She is drained of all human emotion.
Yeah. Meanwhile, her mom sits facing the wall and stares blankly into space. I thought she was either stoned or lobotomized or just watched a movie that Gabe had picked out.
After this one, you have no room to talk, sir.
Well said.
No room to talk.
Iris is then picked up by Mary, Zach, and Beth for the road trip back to school.
Oh, I heard this one before. How does it go?
Not more than 30 seconds of car time later, and the gang stops for a bite at the roadside cafe.
Yeehaw!
And this is where we're introduced to the movie's antagonists. I hesitate to call them the villains, in case any men-killing feminists might be listening. Craig, does your mom fall into that category?
No.
You meant the protagonist.
Is still going to be locked in. We're good.
Okay, so let's meet our villains. Judith, the hot-headed redhead. Diane, the ugly Amazon warrior, who seems like she would be more suited to play Nazi woman prison guard.
So she's the tall, skinny one.
Yes.
And then
Who speaks
Lilith
French?
or Judith? Judith.
Judith is the redhead.
She's kind of cute in the face, but she's got something's going on wrong down below the neck with her.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I'm judging all the women in the movie because
She's
it's
got
a
her
feminist movie.
But you're doing it the right way.
Are you
You're judging it on
objectifying-
their face
Yeah.
as opposed
You're
to
objectifying the women in this film?
Well, we're not objectifying them as much as we're defining their worth by their physical attributes.
Like what would you barter away for a night with Judith as opposed to a night with strange tall Amazon woman? You know?
Strange Tall Amazon Woman is frightening.
Maybe like a half-used bottle of toothpaste or
I
something.
thought Iris
like
was
that
kind of cute too, but anyway.
Anyways, then we meet Melissa, the New Age hippie priestess. I could smell the crystal deodorant, or lack thereof, through the TV screen. and then we have Sharon, the pregnant bitch who falls down, attracting the attention of Zach, who rushes over to help. Moments later, Mary's car gets stolen. They watch it drive away. And her newfound friends invite them to stay with them at Ross Prentice Women's Academy.
Well, it was weird because, like, during this scene, like, Zach's trying to help, and he's like, "Oh, hey, I'm studying to become a doctor," and like the feminist power, the feminist Power Rangers are just all like, "What are you doing? God, you're such a dick. Who do you think you are?"
How dare you touch a fallen pregnant woman in the
Yeah.
hopes that you might save her from aborting her child?
And was it Sharon, the pregnant girl, is just like fucking pissed that he's even fucking wanting to like help. Like, back the fuck off. I'm all right.
I fell on my ass, not my stomach.
Yeah, exactly.
She says that.
Yeah.
So we're now at the academy, and apparently the school is located on the same island where Lost takes place. Because there's no phones or transportation of any kind available. Zach gets relegated to the guest house because his penis is not allowed to enter the dorm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I remember he's like, can we find maybe like a train? No, there's no trains that run through here.
Maybe
You know,
a
because
bus?
trains are everywhere, obviously. Yeah, maybe like a cab. I don't know.
Perhaps a phone. My
weird.
insurance will give me a loaner car
Do you
because
not
if
have
my
a
other
cell
one was
phone
stolen.
at this?
I'm not sure how hard they really tried to escape
Yeah.
at this point.
It
Now,
seemed
in
like
this-
a natural decision. Like, let's just go with these strangers that were cutting me down a minute ago. And
This movie is supposed to be taking place in the United States. Clearly shot in Canada, right?
I think so.
This is 100% shot in Canada.
Was it the maple trees?
It was the maple trees. It was the overall brown tone of everything in the movie. It was the low-key performances overall. The
home camcorder,
yeah,
cinematography.
Everything cost more.
the log cabin. Yes, the log cabin that Zach stays in. Yeah.
No one paid with any kind of money. You didn't see cash flying through just so they can try and sell it a little bit more.
Really frowned upon universal health care when it comes to circumcisions and things of that nature.
Yes.
Okay, so Beth and Mary argue about feminism and the sincerity of their new hosts. Beth, the non-feminist, wears a shirt that says "The Rooster."
Yeah,
Okay,
that's right.
no heavy-handed symbolism here. I guess they couldn't find a shirt that just said "The Cock."
No,
or
like,
that fit her properly, which I appreciated actually, because this was super tight.
Yeah,
and she's got some big ass titties.
Yeah.
So they couldn't find a shirt that said cock on it. Obviously, they weren't near a mall with a Spencer's in it.
I mean, she's got some nice melons, but I'm kind of wondering, like, the rooster, like, where'd that come from? How'd she get that nickname?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, this symbolism is totally unnecessary, as we already know Beth isn't a feminist because she's the only attractive woman in the film.
Yeah. Prettier women are
Such a great joke.
Prettier women are more kind in nature.
Not to mention more valuable to society.
Zach crawls through Mary's window only to get cock blocked by Mary, who
Not just like crawls, like he just like, hey!
Yeah, he just like pops up.
He freaking like straight up scares the master's degree out of her.
So he goes there thinking he's going to get a little late night action or something, only to like have her argue some more that even though he's completed 8 years of med school, he should give up medicine and become a full-time stay-at-home dad.
So she can
and why
continue her
shouldn't he?
women's
What a
studies
fucking
degree.
creep.
I want to say, too, if he scared the master's degree out of her, if you have a master's degree in women's studies or you don't have a master's degree in women's studies, your value to society is exactly the same.
Don't they pay you more, though, at 7-Eleven?
Yeah.
If you have that degree?
Probably not. They're probably like, we don't want to pay you worth your what you think you deserve based off your degree.
Meanwhile, Iris the Wallflower gets stoned in the dorm room with Shannon and Melissa. Melissa convinces her to smoke pot even though her dad said drugs are bad.
Drugs are
what
bad.
a fucking creep that guy is.
Yeah, that guy. But no, it's funny because like I was looking at Sharon, and this is just how much like production detail there was. But it was like she just straight up had a pillow stuffed under her shirt.
Yes, basketball.
Like her pregnant belly, like kind of just scooted up and covered her boobs.
Iris drinks the tea, which I assume is symbolism for green Kool-Aid, and just like that, she gets indoctrinated into the crazy cult of feminism.
Yeah, because doesn't she talk about her whole past and history at this point that are...
Well, we'll get to that.
Oh, okay.
Zach gets a late-night conjugal visit from who he thinks is Mary, but is really Diane in disguise, a.k.a. she's wearing a wig. There's not like there's a 3-foot difference.
Yeah.
It's not like there's a complete volume of your mouth difference.
Not to mention, I'm looking at the
Was
actress.
the wig not a different color than her hair, too? Like, everything
They
was
both
wrong?
had brown hair. That's the other thing. They both got brown hair. Why is she wearing a brown hair wig to disguise
Well,
herself?
I thought it was a red-haired wig. At least it seemed like that to me in the dark, crappy lighting that they
I would have thought her beard would have tickled his balls a little bit, and he would have been keyed into it. Whoa!
She must have used makeup to cover up all those swastika tattoos, too. Right?
Not to mention, I think this Diane lady's eyes are a good 3 inches further apart.
They're
than
segmented.
Mary's.
They're segmented.
Yeah.
He had his eyes closed the whole time.
She's like a mud skipper.
He had his eyes closed the whole time, so it's not like he was fooled. It could have just been a hobo that just like wandered in or something.
And when it's done, he doesn't really react all that much. It's just like...
No,
oh, well,
she gave him
those
the
things.
best fucking 13 seconds of his life. It was just like, it's like he was just done.
The best third world prison head he's ever gotten.
Yes. Somehow I doubt that. Cut to a car full of dudes being led to a strip club by a Ross Prentice student. The club is called the Black Widow, and it appears to be located in an abandoned trailer park.
That is what we call
Watch
foreboding.
out for stretch marks, lactating nipples, and track marks, guys.
It's called the Black Widow, and that is what we like to call in cinema foreboding.
Yes. Taking a page from Kevin Smith's Red State film, these poor saps are having their hormones used against them as they are led to their doom.
Yes, and all the while we have Mary monologuing the shit out of it and saying like, "Oh yeah, it's
Mary's
all
not
about."
even there though.
Well, she wasn't there, but she was monologuing it and basically saying like, "Men are hardwired for rape," and what seemed to be completely consensual. Mary's saying, "No, this is rape."
Oh, yeah,
Well, she was
because
talking
she
about,
does.
she had a former roommate who was a stripper, and she was
Yeah.
talking about how her stripper
Oh,
roommate
that's
was
right.
like,
Yeah,
no, I'm taking advantage of these guys as much as they're taking advantage of me.
Yes.
So really, women's empowerment is revolving around taking off your clothes and gyrating.
Mm-hmm.
And
Which is the
thumbs up.
one segment of feminism that I am all for. It's true.
Take my money.
These guys are brutally killed, and it's okay because one of the guys was named Rebel, so he deserves to.
Well, One guy falls asleep on the ride over, so you know he was really into it.
Yeah.
The other two jump out, and they watched, what's the redheaded girl's name?
Judith.
I don't care about that.
Was she dancing on the stage?
She was the one who was dancing on the stage.
Oh, wow, okay.
No, there was another redheaded girl.
I think it was a different girl.
Yeah,
it was
first
somebody-
time.
Judith doesn't come into the Black Widow till the end.
Yeah.
I thought it was still her.
Sexual tensions and sparks start to fly between Mary and Judith. And am I the only one who finds it odd that a movie about feminism stow through most of the film?
Yeah, she's wearing like your mom's fucking like jumpsuit, tracksuit.
But then again, this movie was written and directed by a man, so it's kind of the equivalent of like Craig documentary about racism.
Hey man, those black people had it hard.
That is great.
Don't get me wrong.
And in this scene, the plantation owner comes and cuts off all their cocks.
It had to happen. Realism.
So don't get me wrong about the camel toe. I've actually acquired a new fondness for brown jumpsuits after this film. Judith tries to steal a kiss from Mary after spouting anti-male rhetoric, but it backfires.
Something about like, oh, it's the goddess, you know, and she's like so perfect, and man, we have these ugly ass men here in this world. Give me a kiss.
Beth gets confronted and threatened by Judith and Diane. She turns to Zach she tries to talk Zach into leaving, and she explains that she's scared, and he comforts her with a hug. Mary witnesses this and overreacts. Beth discovers a book of photos and news clippings implicating Judith and crew of murder.
Who the
It's
fuck
just
was
sitting in
keeping?
a room.
Yeah, who the fuck is keeping tabs? Are the fucking mass murdering feminists keeping like?
Yeah,
hey,
because
let's-
even feminists are into scrapbooking.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, let's totally still put ourselves in the stereotype and start scrapbooking our activities.
Oh, this is when little Betty murdered her uncle who was touching her wrong the other day. Oh, let's
It was
get
right
in the
next to
book.
the table where the quilting bee was set up.
It was so hot. We got so fucked up that night.
So sadly, Beth is quickly dispatched by Diane.
Yeah, okay. Can we just all take a moment of silence for Beth? Because
Yeah.
her boobs
For her
won't be in
boobs.
the movie anymore.
Not
Or
that they
her
ever
butt.
were.
You get another peek at him.
No, they're fucking wielding these huge-ass kukri knives things, too.
Yeah,
It's like
the Bowie knife or whatever the
foot-long
fuck it is,
crooked
yeah.
blade thing that they just slash in throats with. It's pretty impressive. Hardware.
Not exactly a very concealable weapon. Later in the movie, they're just walking around with them like their swords in their scabbards. Like, what ho?
I think they're wearing eye patches and sporting beards.
If that's not a reference to penis envy, I don't know what is.
I'm sure that was the wink, wink, nod, nod.
Yeah, that is true. Shouldn't they fight with weapons that are more vagina-shaped?
They're chasing after everybody with bear traps. Trying to clomp them with a bear trap. Come here, get back here. Hold on, I gotta open it back up. Slow down.
Okay, at this point, Iris decides to donate her father's check to Judith instead of her church. She says her dad rapes her
Okay, so
mom.
it's paid to the order of the fucking homicidal psycho feminist brigade.
Shockingly, women don't know how checks work.
It's a debit card society, my friend.
What do you? Well, because her father never taught her. You know, he's just so
No, but
weird.
he does
He's so
rape
busy
her
raping
mom,
his
and
mother.
she knows this because she can tell by the look in her mom's eyes.
Yes. Yeah, this becomes extremely tenuous at this point because there's something major will happen a little bit later on in the movie, but we're establishing that her father is a rapist based on absolutely nothing. So
Absolutely
this is
nothing.
very obviously a feminist movie.
Well, Judith then convinces her that he must have raped her too when she was very young, that night when she was very sick, and he took care of her.
Yeah,
Fucking creep.
yeah. Fucking Iris is like, she just should have been walking around with a sign, "Brainwash me."
Okay, so Mary visits Zach in the guest house, but before she can say why she is there, they're interrupted by Sharon, who barges in and begs them to protect her baby because she lied and it's a boy.
Fucking boys.
Yes.
So, at this point, Iris visits her dad with a feminist hit squad. Melissa offers Iris's mom a mercy killing, which she gladly accepts. At this point in the film, I wish I would have welcomed death too. I thought.
She was just total vacant eye, just staring
She's
at the
like,
wall.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The mom?
Yeah, and then she's slashed and she's dead.
Okay, so they have come and killed Iris's family at this point?
Yeah, plus
they're
all
in the
the
middle
random guys who were just
Yeah, there was a bunch of
like,
guys.
Yeah, it's just a
talking
guy
for-
just like drinking wine or some crap like that.
Yeah.
So Zach delivers Sharon's baby, while Iris's dad's poker buddies are brutally murdered. And this juxtaposition of life and death is really profound.
Yeah, I
Just
watched
kidding.
that portion. Too. I was like, are they trying to make this look cooler than it really is?
Yeah.
It's not working.
Okay, Iris is peer pressured into killing her dad while the baby crowns.
And this is where you get another one of those voiceovers.
Oh, I
And
get
Mary's-
it. So it's like life and death happening at the same time. Oh, that's art.
Yeah.
You just
No,
made art.
I was
Feminist
waiting
art.
for the. I think if they had the budget for it, the Lion King music would have came. Circle of life.
Circle of life.
And then Mary says something like, "They didn't even know what was coming."
Sharon attempts to suffocate her child to protect it from a worser fate
Yeah, she's all
at the hands of
freaking out.
Judith.
A worser fate.
Mary hands Judith the baby and chalks up Sharon's actions to postpartum depression. So Iris invites Mary to attend her initiation into the sisterhood.
Mind you that fucking Mary is just going with this shit. Like, come on. What is your college degree for? Did it teach you, like, basic sense, too?
It was brainwashing. We know this.
No, she's just totally falling. She's just still thinking about that kiss they shared in the forest. Oh, never mind that these women might be killing this baby.
Well, I don't think she thinks that yet at all. She's pretty clueless.
Yeah, she doesn't figure that out until the...
Yeah, so, sorry. She is very much the
ritual.
protege, the strong feminist icon.
She won't
that
realize
we've
that.
come to love.
She won't realize that until she runs across that canteen full of baby.
Soylent Green again.
Soylent cream.
Sorry to spoil
It's
it.
fine. Mary confides in Judith about her pregnancy, and Judith responds with, "A daughter is the goddess's greatest gift."
Like, what about sons? And she was like, sure.
I thought that was funny. That was like actually funny.
Yeah,
But it was like obviously inadvertently.
They make for a lovely protein shake.
Mary also lets her know that she was kind of flattered by the attempted makeout session earlier. That night, Mary
A lot of
watches...
cheek touching and shit going on at that point in time.
Yeah,
as
a
I
lot of
recall.
this.
Ooh. Oh. Wow, I'm really uncomfortable.
Not me.
I think that was one of my ground rules, I believe. I was thinking.
No touching.
I thought it was about keeping your eyes off your.
I just ran the back of my hand across Paul's cheek. I wish we had a camera right now.
We had a moment.
It was touching.
Literally.
More ways than one.
Okay, so that night, Mary watches as Iris, sipping from a chalice, pledges herself to the sisterhood of Mother Earth.
Yeah, not creepy. Mary's still just not tuning in.
She
Wasn't this girl a
denounces the
Christian?
dogma of patriarchy.
She was, but since she got converted, man, she got converted to the wild world.
From one cult to the other. Judith makes the move on Mary again, but is interrupted by a knife-wielding Sharon, who tells her not to be too
Bowie
flattered
knife-wielding.
because Judith likes anyone who hasn't eaten pussy before.
Which one? Which one is Sharon?
The pregnant one.
Oh,
Okay,
so
okay.
Sharon is the former flavor of the month.
Right.
Yeah.
How'd she get pregnant?
There's nothing like stray pregnant.
She said that she was homeless and got pregnant.
Oh, okay. I thought perhaps
They
there might
picked her
be
up
an
off the streets.
imposter.
Yeah.
Mary soon learns that pureed baby boy is on the drink menu.
Yes. The canteen full of baby.
Yeah, okay. What did that fucking taste like?
It's just blood because she pours it out into her hand and she's
Guys.
like, "Ah!"
There was a reason they did that,
Yeah.
and that's because male infants don't stay innocent for long.
Yeah, that's right.
The
She said.
fucking creeps.
Yeah. She's like, you
Don't
got
let your babies grow up to be menfolk.
you got 2 days of being alive, and then they're bad. They're corrupt.
Drink them and
So,
such.
Judith kills Sharon, and Mary finally starts to think something's wrong.
Slitting a woman's throat. That was the key. That was the minor indicator.
And she's all like dressed up.
Oh my god, did one land on my drink?
She's all dressed up in like the regalia, like the luau or some shit regalia.
They are wearing like masks and weird. It's weird.
The fucking like arts and crafts in the 3rd grade mask, like a fucking cardboard mask with gold
Probably
foil
like
wrapped around
they
it.
probably stink of patchouli and they're burning sage.
Yes. There's a lot of armpit hair at this meeting.
Well, they use it to weave baskets. They're environmentally friendly.
It's one of the classes they offer. Okay, so Mary runs to the guest house to warn Zach, but they soon find themselves surrounded by Judith and her bloodthirsty butchers. Judith informs Mary that Diane sampled his goods and then explains that they had his semen tested and that Zach is shooting blanks.
Did she blew him, right?
Yeah, I mean, the purity
So
of
she
semen test
took a
that she,
hork
like-
of his.
She spit it into a whiskey glass when she was down, and she was like,
Did she?
like she was chewing tobacco. She
Did
was
that
like,
really happen?
No, it's like you see it. Yeah.
Okay.
She gets up and she you see her freaking like broad shoulders,
Well, her
chest hair, and all.
saliva
And she's like,
probably killed his sperm.
I
It's
would
like
think
alien
so.
blood.
It's not really.
you really shouldn't swish it in and out like mouthwash before putting it into the
I'm
receptacle.
not sure how lab certified it becomes when you have to spit it out. Into
We
a
find
jar.
out that
Maybe she just made that determination by...
blowing bubbles with it.
Tell me, you just tasted it. Am I sterile?
Absolutely not.
Mind you that
No, wait, Paul. I've got news for you. None of your children are actually yours.
it's interesting because we later find out that the ogress is a doctor or was attempting to become a doctor, and that clearly must be they get medical or semen medically, right?
Oh, and we know that she's a feminist because she tells him that she tried to get her professor to give her a passing grade even though she didn't deserve it.
Oh, yeah.
Because she's a woman.
Okay. So anyways,
I'm really enjoying this episode.
This is where we submit
So-
that we will never have female fans.
here we go. In a huge plot twist
Feminist
that nobody
female
gives a
fans.
fuck about, Mary must be pregnant with somebody else's child.
Yeah, because it took Zach a couple of like tries to figure it out. What do you mean?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
So
Maybe you just became sterile by staying there. I mean, I was there just be like,
when you're surrounded by that many feminists, I think it affects your
Look,
count.
they kill like my sperm would just be like, look, man, they kill babies. I'm not coming out, okay? Fucking waste my time.
Oh shit. So Zach slaps her across the face, probably mistaking her for his agent. And though his anger was justified, but when you're the only guy surrounded by baby-drinking feminists, you probably shouldn't hit a woman.
Yeah.
And is it sad that Mary like takes comfort in the arms of the woman who just cut someone's throat in front of her?
Yeah,
All of a sudden
exactly.
she's like curled up against her crying, "My man left me, and I need to take comfort with the lady who just slashed a bitch's throat."
Why doesn't he understand?
So he gets stabbed in the shoulder blade and like knocked unconscious, and then he
with a
wakes
needle.
up strapped to an operating table, where Diane proceeds to castrate him. I could sympathize with this because my penis wilted and fell off about 30 minutes into
Yeah,
the
it was really nice. She was like, "I'm going to use just enough pain medication while you'll be awake during the procedure, and you'll be able to feel it."
Which is no pain medication.
No
at
pain
all.
medication.
That bitch is mean.
Yeah, and she gives
No.
a spiel about how like she failed her surgeon's test and slept with the guy who said they can get him a better grade.
Oh, that's right. She slept with him to do it too.
and
Okay.
he didn't deliver, so she's like, I guess never got over that. You know,
Is
it's
she-
like
is she-
fucking leave it to women to hold a grudge. God.
Does the feminine school not hold classes for getting your medical license at that point? Can you not?
I don't
Get a
think
medical
they're
license and
about
operate.
Be
Be
medicine
real,
at
Craig.
that-
You need men
that
around to
academy.
do that sort of thing. Come on.
Come on, she gotta be able to do. She gotta be able to do like vagina things with medication out there.
Vagina things.
You know, she can.
I hear she does this trick with a stack of quarters.
It's important to have
can
someone.
make change.
It's important to have someone who can get the straight quarters out when things have gone wrong. That could be her profession.
So Mary wakes up locked into the guest house. She escapes through the window, and within 15 seconds, finds her missing car dismantled in a nearby garage.
Yes.
Yeah, clearly, like, it's not being repaired. It's just being taken apart.
So,
Well, butch girls gotta have shop class too.
Yeah, it's true.
makes sense. She grabs her gym bag out of the trunk and changes into her tennis outfit. At this point, I'd like to read to you an actual review. This is the only review of the film on IMDb. So this is it. Awful.
Who's the user? Who's the user?
I don't.
Portland Paul.
It's by Art PF.
Okay.
So it's titled Awful, and then he goes on to say, Women's Studies is a story of a pregnant grad student and her friends who are held captive at a women's academy that is actually a cult of feminists bent on the enslavement of men. A look at groupthink, women's issues, and how blind belief in one-sided dogma can create a terrorist. Sure. Horrible, rambling, talky movie that I thought was written and directed by a chick. How wrong I was. It's by some poser named Lonnie who has directed a handful of shorts. Figures. He doesn't know how to make a feature. Hint to Lonnie. When you make a flick like this, and there's a scene where a girl changes into her tennis studs, we actually want to see the naked body. And if you don't get that, you must be a little light in the loafers. 0 out of 1 people found this helpful.
Well, let's all go vote, because I think 4 of us just completely agreed with this person.
Okay.
This is funny, like, this is her form of spinning around like Wonder Woman and turning into her superhero outfit. She even fucking puts her fucking...
She's no Linda Carter.
She puts her fucking knee brace on, too. Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, because I'm gonna play tennis.
Yes.
So she runs through the woods with her trusty tennis racket, because that's the kind of weapon you want when you're fighting against a gang of machete-wielding lesbians.
What the fuck was she thinking?
Well, she couldn't deliver the best line in the movie if she didn't have that.
Yeah.
Hey, no, I'm not saying that all feminists are carpet munchers, but I'm pretty sure that Ross Preet's Women's Academy has a pretty killer softball team. and I mean that both literally and figuratively. So Mary finds a coffin containing Beth in the woods and is soon confronted by the Billie Jean King fan club. They inform Mary that this is a far-reaching conspiracy with similar schools elsewhere, and that women everywhere from all walks of life are branded with the same stamp tattoo.
Yeah.
Yeah, what they in like the Father's Garden? Isn't that what they named it? It was
Yeah.
where they
Not the
buried-
tattoo, but like that circled rock area.
Yeah.
But anyways, this tattoo is a means of identifying one another for them. So Judith gives Mary one last chance to join. Mary gives chase and is somehow able to maybe kill Diane with her tennis racket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which seems
Well,
highly unlikely that
she
she
fell.
could kill Diane and be with a tennis
Well, as I
racket.
recall, like
No, Diane like got her down on the ground. It was like ready to choke her ass
slammed her
out.
head into a rock,
And then Mary did something, got away, and then Diane like fucking like four-knuckled her, tried to four-knuckle her, and punched a frickin' tree.
Right.
And then I think she just like tripped on her own dick or something
Well,
like
she
that.
fell and hit a rock, but then Mary beats the shit out of her.
Yeah.
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 Afterwards, she gets very angry and has aggression.
So, at that point, Judith and Mary battle in one of the worst fight scenes
Oh my
seen
god!
in history.
If only they set it up on each side of the screen, and John St. John was doing the Mortal Kombat round one.
I was yearning for the levels of expertise we saw in For Your Height Only.
Hey, at least we saw tits in that movie, albeit they were male midgets.
We did? Okay. I was about to correct you. You're right. Sorry.
Okay, so during the fight, Judith asked Mary if it makes her wet. I'll tell you what, it made me wet because my penis cried actual tears.
She's dual wielding the Bowie knife and a fucking tennis racket.
You knew they were tears because you tasted
And
it.
was it,
and I'm sterile.
They're both salty, Paul.
and like, what is it, Julie or whatever, knocks the tennis racket out of Mary's hand, and she's like, "Oh my god, I'm fucked," with still having a knife in her fucking hand.
Yes.
So Mary serves Judith a face full of catgut, leaving an imprint of the tennis racket strings across her cheek. Mary stumbles into a mansion, which I guess was on campus the entire time, but only now, like, it rendered visible?
Well, I'm just saying, like, when she hit her in the face, the best line in the movie was right there.
Yeah.
Where she walks away going, 15 love,
bitch. Yeah.
She walks away, it's like, okay.
And then she throws her tennis racket down. Like that. Yeah, I just killed two people
She just
with
dropped
this.
the mic on that shit, man.
Okay, so the house is filled with lobotomized men servants.
Now, these are the guys that got killed at the strip club earlier.
Correct.
Yeah.
And my guess is that these procedures were all self-inflicted, out of shame for being in this film.
You got like some bald guy with like a scar going down the center of his head.
And he's got like a stab wound in the very top of his head.
And he's just standing there hunched over with a wine glass and a wine bottle in his hand the whole time.
Okay.
It's kind of sad.
You guys ready for the big twist?
No.
Surprise!
Like this
It's Senator Galen Hammond's house.
Yes.
Scooby-Doo, where are you?
And she was behind this the whole time, guys.
Sadly, you can't pull her face off and make someone else appear.
It's actually... You have face cancer too.
Old man Withers.
The creepy groundskeeper.
Old man Withers. That's great. That's great.
She explains that she wants Mary to take over. And in the most manic, depressive, bipolar monologue I've ever witnessed,
i.e. female,
she confesses that it was never supposed to go this far. Seriously, I needed to medicate my TV screen after she was done with her acting.
So
Wait a
she just
minute,
needed
so-
a safety word, right?
so she finally realized that once she had a house full of lobotomized man servants,
Lobotomized
that this
eunuchs.
had gone too far.
Lobotomized
She goes
eunuchs.
from like angry empowerment to I'm going to kill my lover and myself in front of you in about a minute.
It was like, she's like talking about, oh, well, it started off righteously. This guy raped this girl and no one prosecuted him, so we killed him. And then we lobotomized a bunch of men and we cut their penises off and we've made them our house servants.
Right.
And,
So she's
and
talking
that
about
seems right.
That seems right.
She's crying. She said, "I'm sorry it's gone this far. It was never meant to." And this was right after she had the guy lick wine off the floor.
Yeah, and then she was like going on about her own personal grievances. Like there was some doctor who was like gonna, I don't know, he was just trying to slash prices at the Walmart distributed breast cancer treatments. I don't fucking know, but then she was freaking like, "This cancer's gonna kill me, but not before it rots my tits off."
Rot my tits off, and you look at her and again, where are they? I mean, I don't want to see them anyway because she's old. But all the same, it just kind of, they're not there.
So, anyways, we find out that her real name is Prentice, and that the school's other founder, Ross, sits in a wheelchair, and I don't know. She looks an awful lot to me.
Like MJ?
Like the guy that played Christopher Pike in the original Star Trek pilot. Did you get that vibe?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
In the wheelchair.
He needed work.
The wheelchair that blinks yes and no.
And then she popped the hypodermic needle of whatever bleach into her thing, and she dies. And
Yeah.
then she shoots herself in the chest, falls to the
she
ground,
calls-
and bleeds out of her fucking head.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't get how that happens.
Yeah, so
You shoot yourself in the chest, you don't bleed out your fucking head. Acknowledge it, Paul.
But she orders-
Acknowledge it before you continue.
She orders.
if you had breast scar cancer, you might. The senator humanely kills Miss Ross. Notice I said Ms. by injecting poison into
Only they
into
lived
her
until
IV
last
drip.
week. Or,
Joke's on
2
you,
days
Paul.
ago.
She's trans.
I was gonna say, Ms. Mister.
She then summons Loboto Zach,
Yeah.
number 23, to bring her a gun, and then she shoots herself in the tits. Mary apologizes to zombie Zach, and then Mercy kills him. Where's my apology, and where's my Mercy kill?
Don't worry, we were planning on it after the podcast.
We didn't want to do it while the mic was hot to actually
The apology is yours.
Mercy for
killing
you,
is what
revenge
we're
for
going
us.
I'm sorry. Okay, so at this point, Mary climbs the backyard fence
They tried so hard to escape before.
There's like 15 cutaways during that too. Do you notice? Like she gets up a part way, it cuts off, and suddenly cuts back in. She's trying to get a little bit more.
She's
like
so wounded and battered.
It's like it took 15 takes to get this poor woman to get over the fence.
They actually did. I got the DVD.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Does it have
extras?
And it has extras, and there's several shots of her trying to do that, and they're like clearly laughing at her.
They're like,
trying to scale
it's the blooper reel.
It is not. It says fucking blooper reel.
No, I think they
real to this movie.
They mislabeled it because the entire movie's a blooper reel.
Yes.
So, anyways,
You have to go to the extras for the movie.
She climbs the fence and suddenly finds herself in the Black Widow parking lot. She enters.
That seems like it would devalue the real estate pretty fucking hardcore, having that nice mansion next to a
strip club.
In an abandoned trailer park?
In a Winnebago? I don't know.
She enters looking for help. There's a cop sitting there.
Yeah.
And he sees that she's wounded, and
She's
he's
all
just like,
fucked up.
"Ma'am, are you okay?" And she just like nods. He's like, "Are you sure? Okay then.
I'm a cop.
I'm gonna get my lap dance."
Yeah.
You're walking in with a knife wound in your side, blood running down your leg. Yeah, you seem to be fine.
Okay. And at this point, I realize that the film really does have an anti-male agenda. Because the curtain rises, and on the strip stage, we are forced to endure the battle-scarred Judith perform the most erotic dance
She got
in
over
the
that.
history of choreography.
She got over that real quick. The fact that my face is swollen from getting hit in the face with a tennis racket.
Well, she still has the
waffle imprint.
Yeah.
Yes.
She has that, and she has like what looks like the
a
herpes
swollen
zit
lip.
on the front of her
I'm
lip
starting to
there.
think that maybe she's masochistic, and that's like something she's fucking proud of.
Yes.
The shiner she got from another chick in a fight, like she's probably never felt more sexy in her life.
And immediately the cop looks at this domestic abuse victim looking woman, and he's like, "Yeah, do you want to do a private dance with me in the back? 'Cause,
Yeah.
I'm really liking that. You like to take a punch look. You
You
know?
look like you just got beat the fuck up.
So she declines his invite for a private dance, and she goes and straddles Mary.
Yeah, they're friends now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made
So
up.
she
after
straddles
that.
Mary in the chair and discusses how she was gang raped at a college party at the age of 19. This ruined lap dances for me forever.
Of all
I don't
the
know.
things-
This made me extra hard.
You know, that's what I'm going to start doing
Just
now.
another night again.
If I ever go to a strip club and I get a personal dance, I'm going to be like, look, you can talk sexy, but I really want you to share your personal demons with me because that's what I need.
What are your daddy issues? I just got like a notepad. I'm going to take these down.
Are you a single mom? Do you have a hard time making ends meet? Do you escort service on the side? Do you have a drug problem? Tell me.
When
I want to
people
know.
ask you, do you run track? Do you just say, no, I just have the marks? Is that...
Judith says that she's become empowered and that being a monster is better than being a victim.
'Cause
Well, I
victims-
wish I'd known that before I started this film.
I'm a victim!
I would have made you watch the film and not watched it myself.
Okay, so Mary and Judith share one final kiss before Mary stabs her to death in front of the cops. Before they can react, Diane's Amazonian corpse runs into attack, and all shit breaks loose
thought it was
as
some
the
other
world's
woman,
worst
wasn't
it?
strippers machete the cops to pieces.
Yeah, there's a big black dyke who's behind the bar,
Yeah,
and she like
she's-
hops across the bar.
She's got the collar with the dog collar with the big old studs
Yeah.
on it.
And then the red-headed stripper gal, not Judith, hops out and starts stabbing. Does
Was it
Diane come in
It looked
too?
like it was Diane.
That was Diane.
The cop
Okay, so she
immediately-
didn't die.
The
She
cops
didn't die.
smoked her ass.
They immediately shoot
Yeah.
her.
Okay.
So I guess they just had casting budget issues.
She was just.
So she got reused.
She didn't die. She was just very badly brain damaged.
She didn't know what she was doing when she walked
She
in
was
there.
actually handing them the machete.
The cop watches this woman stab someone else, and when someone else is irate about it, shoots them.
So she was
don't know how that
before
works.
she was just a radical feminist. Now she has brain damage. She's a radical, man-killing intersectional feminist.
Intersectional?
Oh yeah, no, like I said,
That's a Gabe joke.
it's actually a thing.
Okay, so Mary exits in the aftermath, and we cut back to the film's opening scene in the church. A helpful nun rushes to her aid and rolls up her sleeves
Jesus Christ.
to reveal the secret tattoo.
What a twist!
Who saw that coming? Because obviously
Roll credits.
Why did she need to roll up her fucking sleeves in the first place?
Wait,
We're
who
gonna
got the
help
tattoo?
you.
Wait,
The nun.
oh, the nun.
Yeah, the nun at the end.
The
He's
nun is
like,
like,
"Oh, are you okay?"
He's like,
And
Senor.
she starts rolling up her sleeves,
I
so it's
completely
really
glazed
fucking,
over at this
Yeah, the
point.
nun was
really
like,
fucking obvious what's going to happen.
the nun was
And
like,
when she
ma'am,
rolls up the
are you
other one.
okay? And then she like, just like, we're gonna help you, and starts rolling up her sleeves.
Yeah,
see my
so
tats?
show off the
I wonder if
tats.
that wasn't on the DVD because I don't remember that.
No, that's how it ends.
That's how it ends. Yeah.
And then,
No, I know, but I wonder if it wasn't on the DVD.
Yeah.
Maybe the blooper
The Amazon
was-
how did it end for you?
I thought she just like wandered off.
Oh
or
no,
something.
he fucking finally got off. His eyes rolled in the back of his head, and he
Yeah.
passed out for 15 minutes.
So the
He
senator.
took the noose from around his neck and
Took his dick out of his hands. What?
The senator in the movie is played by Judith O'Dea. She's from the original Night of the Living Dead. She's the blonde lady at the beginning of the movie.
no way.
They're coming to get you,
That's her?
Barbara. She plays Barbara.
Wow.
Yeah. No idea. I just found that out while we were
Okay,
doing the podcast.
so I'm sure all of you missed it because you were in a hurry to shut this fucking movie off.
yes.
But there was an after credit scene.
It was.
Okay, let me tell you what happens. It's a set in the future. There's a campaign rally going on, like at a public
Oh,
park.
that's right. Okay, I did see this.
Iris is now supporting a new feminist candidate, and this is the person that's going to take the place of Senator Hamlin. Then there's something different about Iris. Oh yeah, she looks totally slutty now. She lures the rival candidates into her with her feminine wiles and offers to take him to a strip club. Don't go, buddy.
Yeah, I've been to that strip club.
We see the new feminist politician take the stage through the scope of a sniper rifle. It's Mary's hand on the trigger.
Yeah. Mary became a badass.
The movie.
And I apologize. Can you guys make it quick and painless, please?
So, like, I don't know about you guys, but I noticed a lot of...
I meant the killing, not the rape.
I noticed a lot of parallels between this movie and Harry Potter. There's a lot of things it has in common.
An academy.
For instance, no one had any idea that this fucking magical academy existed. And there's, like, no real clear way to get there. It's not like it was on the map. Maybe it was on the map.
There's one train that occasionally runs there. much
Exactly,
like
yeah.
Hogwarts.
There's, like,
Yes.
one special train that runs there. And you have to go in a huge group of people. No one just goes there by themselves. They stay in this, what you guess you could say was kind of like Hogwarts Castle. And on day 2, when Mary wakes up, she comes over and they're handing her Gryffindor robes. If you remember
Right.
that scene in there.
And Diane resembles
And
Hagrid.
Diane was, yeah, exactly. Diane
All the
is
way
Hagrid.
down to the beard.
Yeah. Diane is Hagrid, the tall, ugly loner, who is sort of kind of like this enigmatic advisor. And I guess you could say that the uppity one would be Judith, right? So that's Hermione right there. And we've got Iris, who's the Harry Potter character. Even though Mary, we wanted to believe she was the protagonist, Iris had glasses. And she had possibly severe emotional scars, so it wasn't on the outside of her forehead, but it's inside her head, so technically it's a head scar.
But this time, Voldemort didn't kill her parents. She did.
No, Voldemort
That
was the
scene was
lobotomized guy just holding the bottle of wine in the house at the end.
Her dad was the Horcrux.
Remember, he didn't die. He's still alive. He's got to come back and gather more power. But you see these parallels? There's a lot in common right there.
No.
And
I don't see them at all. I'm sorry. to burst
That
your
is
bubble.
some amazing insight there, Joel.
This movie was terrible.
oh yeah, this movie was a huge stinking pile of crap. But please, don't Pink.
Still gonna write a
don't-
college
don't,
thesis
please,
about it.
Don't Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon this fucking movie with any of the Harry Potter movies. Okay, you're not going to see anything awesome.
And I'm legitimately confused as to what the like point of view of the actual movie is.
Yeah, because it's definitely not helping feminism.
But at the same time, because a guy made it, it's really not hurting the feminist movement at all. I think it's actually empowering it in the long run.
Yeah, no
People see
nudity.
this movie and they're like,
So,
"Oh fuck no, we gotta get some."
This guy and his wife, Mary, they've got another film, which I'm probably going to have to check out at some point. It's called Cougars.
I've seen that.
And it's about
They murder
old women that turn into cougars and kill guys.
Yeah.
No!
Is that where the
I've seen
expression comes from?
that. Fucking yeah. Is it on Netflix? I think I might have
It
seen
might
it on
be.
Netflix. Yeah.
I think it's a short.
Oh, it's a short. Maybe I was thinking of one where they were cougars, but they were like succubuses, and so they sleep with like teenage boys and suck their youth out of their body or some shit.
It might be that.
Yeah.
That sounds great. Anybody have a? Was there anything else, Paul?
No, I'm spent.
I have an STD.
A do or a don't?
A do. So last week they had the Lifetime movie with Will Ferrell and Kristen Wiig, and it was hysterical.
Really?
Yes,
Lifetime?
they played the entire movie completely straight. It's called A Deadly Adoption.
Yeah, I saw the preview. It looked fantastic.
So it starts.
They got like a guy that's done like 20 Lifetime movies to direct them.
Yeah, and the plot of the movie is that Will Ferrell and his wife have a 1-year-old. It's their 1-year-old's, maybe 2-year-old's birthday party, and they're at their house, and Kristen Wiig's out on the dock, and she's trying to get him to come out and go out on the boat on the little pond on their property, and the dock breaks, and she falls in, and she loses the baby. Cut to 5 years later, and they're now going to be adopting a baby from a girl who's pregnant, and they wind up inviting her to come live with them, and then shit gets real.
Like they start fucking each other?
It turns out there's some background that we didn't know about her, and she's actually completely insane. But they play the entire movie completely straight. Like Will Ferrell, it's so fantastic.
Okay.
It was really great.
I'll watch it.
It was really great.
As much as you lost me at Lifetime, I'll check it
They
out.
did a Lifetime movie. The whole thing is that Will Ferrell and Kristen Wiig love those Lifetime movies, and they approached Lifetime. We're like, we want to do one of the movies. Will Ferrell has this hysterical Chuck Norris beard the whole time.
Now, when they say we mean they like it because they suck, right? And they're so fucking funny to shit.
They're in on the joke. They're definitely in on the joke. Good. They realize how ridiculous it is.
Nice.
But it's a lot of fun.
Kristen Wiig has done Lifetime skits on Saturday Night Live, totally tearing it a new one. Yeah.
Right. It's very funny. It was really weird. It took. I can't even quite explain it.
Funny because it took itself
weird.
Serious?
It took itself seriously.
Yeah. Okay.
They don't break character.
So
it's just like one of those Lifetime movies. It's great. It looks like at any minute people can start taking... You know how those movies are shot by the same people who make those late night Skinamax movies?
Right.
So they look exactly the same, only there's no naked people. It's perfect. The girl who plays the crazy pregnant girl, too, very hot.
That's a plus.
Yes.
Nice.
Do we need to schlock it then?
We could.
Yeah.
For sure.
So, I have a do.
Yes.
I saw this movie. There's been some great horror movies lately. What with It Follows and Babadook and shit. The last 8 months or so, there's been great films. But I've seen a movie which I absolutely adore. We Are Still Here.
Oh, yeah.
That movie...
I think I heard about that one.
I don't get scared of movies very often. This movie freaked me out.
All right.
It's a haunted house movie, right?
It is. And it's there's not a whole lot of new shit going on in this movie. It doesn't reinvent the wheel, but man, what it does great.
It has Barbara Crampton.
Yeah.
She looks great for 50.
She does a great job in this film. It's set in the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
It's got this really weird vibe. It's kind of a slow burn, but not really. And then the end is this huge, explosive, what the fuck is going on finale. So I highly recommend it.
Where can we get this? Is it streaming?
You can rent it streaming.
Okay.
So it's video on demand right now. And I think Amazon you can buy it.
It's not rated.
Much like this last
It's
week.
ours.
We're Still Here? Is that what it was?
We Are Still Here.
We Are Still Here, okay.
All right.
Do you have one?
No.
I have a do for you. I found this out from my friend Dan, but you guys have probably watched it, but it's the movie Bronson. You can stream this off Netflix, but it stars Tom Hardy. It came out in 2008.
About the crazy prison
It's
guy.
about Britain's most violent, notoriously violent inmate, Charlie Bronson. He goes by Charlie Salvador now because he really likes Salvador Dali's art. But it's shot in kind of an artsy way, but it's like Clockwork Orange meets Natural Born Killers. It's really fucking good. This guy is such a fucking real life character, and he's so fucking weird. And Tom Hardy does an amazing job. Apparently, he talked to Charlie Bronson on the phone a couple of times and knocked his accent out of the park. Like, he fucking sounded just like this guy. And the whole fucking movie is nuts. Like, this guy is in love with prison and in love with fighting with the guards and fighting with other inmates.
Yeah, it's crazy. They had, I think we talked about this once before, but they had to like discharge him from the prison because they couldn't keep him there. He cost
Britain like tens of millions of pounds in property damage and stuff.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, this guy is like, you like think, oh man, this is horrible. It's sociopaths on the loose, but in a way, it's like, I'm really glad the universe created this man. He's like a force of nature.
And we're talking about Crick, of course.
Yes.
I'll kill you all.
All right. So, and speaking of Barbara Crampton, she's going to come up in my intro for the next movie.
Nice.
So the next film we're doing is Beyond the Darkness, starring directed by Joe D'Amato.
I don't want to see this movie.
You're right.
I really don't.
You really do.
I was hoping I could avoid it. I was hoping this was the one movie that I didn't have to watch for Schlock Talk, but fucking Joel ruined it by not seeing the movie too.
No, this movie is entertaining. It's got lots of naked chicks.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he's not telling you that they're taxidermied.
And they look a lot like Gabe. Is that what it is?
Anyway,
All right.
So we'll see you guys next time.
Wrap it up. You can follow us on our Facebook page, Schlock Talk.
Yeah, and then YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's
Subscribe
where
to our
you listen
YouTube
to all our
channel.
podcasts.
Hey, thanks for listening.
Awesome.
Yeah, whatever.